Okay.
What's your take on interpretation?
What do you exactly? Again, it's another word. For me, it's a Hegelian.
I understand.
These are
I
precise
understand.
words. Interpretation. What do you mean by interpretation?
To place value upon something, as in to create meaning amongst the materialistic aspect of its actuality. Do you find there to be an elongation of relevance, and do you find there to be a longevity to the spirit of what it is that we represent?
First, I would say that for me, interpretation is constitutive of what we perceive as reality. The first thing I would reject is the idea there simply is reality out there, and then we humans impose on it values or secondary. Reality is in itself incomplete. Social reality. I mean, you take interpretation away from a reality, you don't get reality. You lose reality itself. Again, my beloved Chesterton, I'm a total materialist, but nonetheless, put it very nicely when he said, if you take away from nature the supernatural, you don't get pure nature, you get unnatural, something unnatural. No? So in this sense, the question of interpretation for me is in itself misleading, because it presupposes that you have the thing itself, and then in different ways we can interpret it. No? But this is not a subjectivist idea. I'm not saying there is nothing in itself. It is something, but something that is very difficult to think. Something, I even call it sometimes pre-ontological. Like in this way I am what Adrian Johnston, my friend, called transcendental materialist. I believe that a transcendental act of interpretation always constitutes what we mean by reality, but this doesn't involve subjectivism. But then, we shouldn't go too far here in the sense that, like, psychoanalysis helps here in the sense that every domain of interpretation or meaning is grounded in fantasy. Fantasy, there is no interpretation of fantasy. Fantasy just is. It's something which covers up a void, as it were. There is nothing behind a fantasy.
I believe you have another question.
Yeah, well, I was going to ask about the